First of all, thanks to Chef, to Grixie, to Rich Onyx, Cookie for inviting us down to do this. It's a real honour, not least because it's a real special shirt, and a lot of gratitude in my heart at the minute to welcome Danny Buderus back. I just want to introduce him in a second to make the shirt presentation. And it's really fitting because it's been, I imagine it has been for a lot of you, quite an emotional month. That certainly has been for me. I've seen an old Rugby League legend in Danny Buderus at Wembley a few weeks ago, and he said to me, it's hard to feel sadness when you've got so much gratitude in your heart. And the further I get out of retirement and reconnect with former players, as I've done this morning, have them reminiscent chats about years gone by, the more I understand is that the actual goal in this game, as you all already know, is the connections, the friends that you make along the journeys. He needs no introduction. He's one of the best number 9s of all time, in my opinion. But if it's all right with him, I'm going to embarrass him a little bit and just really quickly reflect on a few thoughts that I've had, chatted about this morning, and the sentiment around his time for 3 years being a steward of that number 9 blue and amber jersey. So, end of 2008, Gary Everton says to Brian McLaren, who's your coach, former New Zealand coach, if you could have any player in the world, who would you have? And he thought about it for a bit and he goes, Danny Buderus. So, Danny Buderus, 3 times Dally M Hooker of the year, double back-to-back New South Wales winning Origin captain, yeah. Alright, all the best for that. It's like getting Zinedine Zidane to Leeds United, right? But sure enough, goes and gets him. 2009 starts, Danny Buderus is here. So me and my mates who've grown up watching Leeds RL would go on, gets his autograph box, comes to training and meets the most humble, down-to-earth bloke you've ever met. And I won't go into it, just a little detail. I'll never forget one of the first times I played with him. I think I might have been at Huddersfield. I'm playing left back row, just outside left scrum line. We've dropped a front rower in the middle there, and there's a couple of players in between us, and there's an opportunity on, they're not numbered off right, and I'm like, Benzie, it's on. I'm thinking he probably can't even hear me. Next second, ball zip, boom, there on the money. Gets a little bit of joy out of it. It's probably only Magsy who can get a ball from it a beat like he could. This guy's world class. We made the grand final in that year, 2009, and it was an interesting year, and quite often that golden generation gets talked about like everything's perfect, right? But to be truthful, we're always things we had to manage, not least because he gets number 9. Matt Diskin, who was number 9, has to take a bit of a silent step, as you know, as Joe's dad there. Unfortunately, Bedsy broke his leg on the way to that, and we managed those relationships really tight. Everybody wanted to be the best version of themselves and get a starting spot. But when it mattered, Disco turned up in that grand final and he played outstanding, played well, helped us to make some more history. Could have gone to the way, could have sulked, been a different version of himself, not wanting to contribute. And not only that, the fella who's come over to win grand finals, breaks his leg, we've all, for the most part, been there. It becomes one of those model example professionals who still helps out and be part of the group, tipping in and making sure everybody's well catered for. So we go to 2010, bombs out a little bit in the semi-final against Warrington, lost 2 Challenge Cups on trot. Brian McDermott comes in at the end of the year. First thing he says to me, I don't know what he says to anybody else, is, you lot still up for it, what? Are you having it, or have you burned out? And I'm thinking, are you mad? Of course we are. We've been through a bit of a patch. The rest of that year, 2011, was quite clunky. We ended up finishing 5th, losing another European Challenge Cup, gets to the back end, goes and plays against Warrington. Now they finished top of the league, we scored 1,000 points that year. They were unbelievable. I think they were plus 750 points. They battered everybody and they were overwhelming favourites. And I don't know how true this is, but there was a rumour that there was some special grand final balls and they'd already given to Warrington. It was such a fact, so everybody thought that they was going to go on the Padres. But in that game, Rob Burrow turns up and he scores his try. And you think about Rob Burrow, again, nothing was ever perfect. He'd been coming off a lot of the bench that year, unhappy about it. He's Rob Burrow, he's number 7. You've got Kev, you've got Magsy, got a lot of people to cater for. Very public and honest about the fact that he didn't always like it. But when he had to do, he turned up and he flipping delivered. Now what's really interesting when I reflect back and even deeper, if he don't turn up and do what he did in that game, we don't beat Warrington against the odds and get that up here. We don't make the grand final with that clip that we've seen scored so many times to reflect on the life and legacy of Rob Burrow and the effect that he's left with everybody. And I'm watching it unfold, and on the field, right, you've got Kev, you've got Magsy, you've got Rob, and you've got Bedsy. All of them came together because they kept it together for all those years, even when it wasn't going well, and through the adversity, and it was never always pretty, by the way. So he gets into dummy half, They're all blowing, gives it to Rob. Rob takes it on and does what only Rob Burrow can do, scores that iconic try. And it feeds into this bigger picture of why there's so many people reciprocating that love and legacy that we've seen in the sentiment come back in the last couple of days. So you can imagine then how much gratitude I've got, not just for the people that I've been around and reflected. When you think about the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. I'll just leave you with this. There's this last quote that says, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. And you can change opportunity with adversity as well. Because when you're constantly around the right people who do the right things, you're constantly preparing for whatever opportunity or adversity prepares itself, and you're always ready to deal with it. And I look at this fella beside me, right, and think about the 2 clubs, only the 2 clubs he played loyally for. One being Leeds Rhinos, the other being Newcastle Knights. Wins the Leeds Rhinos Grand Final in 2011. 10 years after they beat Paramount against the odds in Newcastle in 2001. And you reflect on the 2 number 7s that he played with. One of them being Andrew Jones, and the other one being Rob Burrow. 2 of arguably the best number 7s for a multitude of different reasons that you can even dream to be about. So it's a pleasure to have him. What he's got in his knowledge and experience to reflect on and connect with today, please do take that opportunity. But would you welcome Danny Buderus?
Yeah, firstly, thanks for that intro, Jonesy. Great to be here, guys. I only flew in last night and wouldn't have it any other way. I fly out Saturday. Can't wait for tomorrow night. I know there's some opportunity for some guys. They're going to debut for the club. Super excited for that. Yeah, for me in 08, my time up at the Knights was up, and I didn't know where I was going to end up, but I knew I would love to come to the UK one day, and it was to be Leeds Rhinos. So I played a lot against the Leeds Rhinos players in, Jamie Peacock, Kev during the series of Ashes and against Great Britain and England, and I just respected the hell out of the way they played. Even Ryan Bailey, hated playing against him, but geez, he was good to play with, Bales. But those guys, Kylie, and we can talk about the yesteryear, but it's all about you guys today, boys, and it's all about you guys from here on in as well. So, this is a big club. The identity of the club, for me, has never been flash. I loved what it had. It had an identity, and it was always the Leeds way. It was a tough way. A lot of flashness this club gets spoken about, but it's not that. It's a hard-working town. My town, Newcastle, is a blue-collared, hard-working town. A big uni town, Newcastle is. This is a big uni town, so there's a lot of similarities. A lot of, as you spoke about, the 7s that wore the jersey, Andrew Johns and Rob Burrow. For me, the halfback represents the personality of your team, and whatever your team stands for, it's usually driven through communication and the play of your half. And as an extension of that is your 9, so you get to pass it to him 100 times a game. So you've got to have a combination together. The middle's obviously that's where it's won, and I can see tomorrow night no different. The game's always been won on the advantage line. You big boys have got an amazing opportunity, along with the debutants, to set a tone. That a full house, super excited old boys to see you guys do your thing. So congratulations to your debutants. Like I said, I can talk about the old days. That's what I'm here for, to talk about the old days to the older players, but it's about you boys. It's about you boys being the best you can be and being first and foremost the best teammate you can be first.
Cheers.